This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with a few words about the astrology of moral outrage, which has definitely been in the wind lately. What got my attention was on Monday, July 21st, when F-bombs started exploding all over the media. Not social media, they're common there. I'm talking actual broadcast media. First, I caught an interview with Hunter Biden where basically every sentence had the word effing at least once in it. And then that evening, Jon Stewart on The Daily Show danced in front of a gospel choir and actually said the F-bomb unbleeped on the air. I don't know how that happened. And a few hours later, Stephen Colbert came on for his first episode after The Late Show had been canceled, and he looked into the eloquence cam and told Trump to go F himself. That was bleeped out. And as the week has gone on, the Late Show, Colbert's staff is just relentless with what they're doing about the hypocrisy and the moral shortfalls and the lies and the bribes. And then South Park got into the act after it inked a $1.5 billion deal with Comedy Central, owned by the same company as The Late Show. Its first episode of its 27th season got everything, detonated everything, and had Trump in bed with Satan, and Satan bemoaning a previous guy he'd been involved with, happened to be Saddam Hussein. That wasn't actually mentioned. And interestingly, the concept of micropenis, which has been all over Colbert's show, openly used, that word is now in open parlance, was actually depicted in South Park, which ended with a PSA with Trump stripping all his clothes off, naked emperor, emperor has no clothes, across the desert, and then his teeny weeny little you-know-what sticking up and talking to him. What is going on? Well, the outermost planets are dancing, collaborating in a way we have not experienced before, and they're setting up something that's going to lock into place next year. But let me break down the parts, and then you'll see how this is all working. First, we have the longest one. The baseline for it all is Pluto, the lord of the underworld, the cosmic agent of unavoidable change, regeneration, death and rebirth. It rules power games, massive wealth, things that go bump in the night, the stuff that's in our psyches, the things we don't like to talk about. And it's in the sign of Aquarius. It's been there off and on since March of 2023, now fully there since last November. And it is plowing through collectives, technology, systems of how people get along, friendships, neighborhoods. And this is let them eat cake territory. It is how you respond to let them eat cake. It is the power of technology, the power of the billionaires that own it, who have earned their money through technology and online, massive wealth. But it also involves the redistribution of power from top down to sideways. So it's across the collective. This is ultimately a power of the people influence. So hold that thought. Next, we have in the next corner, the sign of Aries really being heated up. Now, Aries is hot-headed, in your face, doesn't give a damn, takes risks, gets going without anybody asking it for permission. It is bold as can be. It is ballsy. It will punch your teeth in if it needs to. And two planets are traveling together in this sign. Neptune, which rules ideology and our connection to spirit, and also lies and deceit, creativity and escapism. Giant hooey. Neptune has been in Aries for the first time in our lives since the end of March. Remember Cory Booker taking the Senate floor for 25 plus hours. That was an expression of spiritual warrior energy. Well, Saturn moved into the picture at the end of May. While Neptune is boundless, Saturn is constraining, it is structure, it is limitations, it's pulling things in, it's adulting, it's the party pooper, it's accountability, it's taking responsibility for what you're doing. It's also mastery. So Saturn and Neptune traveling together in this in-your-face energy is inflaming people to stand up and speak their truth and, I don't know, speak truth to power, maybe. And you can add to this in your thinking that they're going to meet exactly in late February next year. But for right now, just keep in mind they're floating around. So the third piece in this is Uranus, the agent of sudden change, unpredictable change, volatile change. He's the guy that throws lightning bolts. He turns the lights on. He awakens. He startles. And he's in the sign of Gemini, which is communication, words, thoughts. Also, that's the sign of the trickster. It's also the sign of comedy. So these three components are now in a collaboration in July and August. It's going to start to back off just a tiny bit in September, but they're in a collaboration that has an unbroken flow, a trine, a direct current between the two change agents, communication and technology, communication and the people, things just spreading, crazy, wild, innovative thinking, incredible, daring, shocking, and both of the ends of that channel, that current, are in a window door opening opportunity aspect with Saturn and Neptune. So we have the possibility of spiritual warrior moral outrage, messages flying through the media, flying through the air, and very likely taking or using as its mouthpieces comedians, comics, entertainment. Neptune rules Hollywood, it rules entertainment. So this is insane right now. It's going to continue when we get into the beginning of September. Saturn pulls out of the game for a few months, which means the governor, the adult in the room, is going to go. So I hope you get used to how you actually ride this little baby, because by then the astrological guideposts aren't going to be there anymore. So you know, good luck. I hope you've assimilated it, and we'll see what happens out there in the ethers. And then it'll calm down a bit more in October, and then we'll come back to all of this again next spring. There's one more texture that's going to enter the picture. There's one other outer planet that's kind of out of the mix right now. It is Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, and it's not making exact contacts anymore to any of these guys, but another planet is going to come into that territory at the end of July. So in the crossover from July to August, we will have Venus moving into the very beginning of Cancer. Venus is the social director of the skies. It's what we value for the moment. It's how we treat each other. It's what's important to us right now. And Cancer is home, nurturing. It's going to put the emphasis on families and what we do with and for people that we care about. There'll be an increased interest, in comfort food with all of this. And Venus is going to interact with all of the guys in this configuration, meaning that we will be bringing issues of, women, children, families, our food supply, our food systems, and what we're doing to our country into this moral outrage, which will be expressed in the media. It's actually incredibly exciting. So stand back and watch it from that perspective. And I just have my DVR recording all kinds of stuff I haven't watched in years. Enjoy.